Hello everyone! So first, if you can hear my kids in the background of this video, I apologize. They are on one today. So for today's video, I am making little decor pieces to go in my tiered tray. This little wood house I got from Michael's. I believe it was like $1. Really affordable, and I thought it was really cute. So I'm just taking my folk art chalk paint in white, and I'm just going to paint this entire little house in white. This project right here I had a bit of a different vision for, and it kind of went a different way than I thought it was going to. Still turned out cute in my opinion, but definitely not what I was going for. Sometimes that happens. You have a vision in mind and then it changes completely. So I am going to take some black paint and go around all the edges with it as well, except for I'm still painting it white. So here you can see again, just painting the entire thing white. And in a second, I'll take my black paint and go around all the edges. So you can see here I'm just using some acrylic paint, and then my camera does cut off in a second and it will look completely different. So at one point as I'm going around here, I messed up and I went outside, the edges a little bit. So then I thought I would go for like the enameled look, and then it ended up just kind of looking like cow spots. So there you go. Here are my cow spots for my house. So I did try to fix it as best I could. I took some white paint and went over it a little bit. It's whatever, just kind of, turns out a different way than you expect. Still cute, still fun. Definitely didn't look enameled. I'm sure I probably needed to do a little less roundness on, the little spots if I wanted to go for that enameled look. But, it happens. So you can see I'm just taking some white chalk paint, kind of going over that a little bit just to make it look a little less cowy. And then after I'm done with that, I just made this little decal with my Cricut, and I'm just gonna put it right on the top there. And after I'm done with that, I take some greenery. I did play around with what greenery I was going to put on there. I tried some lamb's ear. That wasn't really working out for me. They were like bent a certain way, and so they were just kind of popping up off of the house, and it was driving me a little bit nuts. So I ended up going in with some, what is this called? No, it's not eucalyptus. What is this? It's escaping my mind. I can't remember what the name of this greenery is, but you'll see here in a second. This stuff, for whatever reason, I can't remember what it's called. So I ended up just hot gluing down that to the top of the house, and then again, my camera cuts off, but I ended up taking that jute twine that you see there and making a little bow. And for this next project, I'm going to make a little wooden garland. So I'm taking these beads that I got off of Amazon. I will link them in the description box below. And I'm taking my folk art chalk paint in white. And I'm just going to paint all of these white. And I put them on these skewers so that it's a little bit easier for me to paint, so that my fingers aren't completely covered in chalk paint. That's just how I like painting the beads. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through and paint every single one of them this white color, and yeah, that's about it for the beads. Good times, just gonna paint them all. And I apologize for not having an actual intro in today's video. It's a bit of a crazy day. It's been a crazy couple weeks with orders, so I also didn't get a video up last week, and that is why my week has just been completely full and completely busy of getting orders out. If you want to see the things that we make and sell, you can follow me on my Instagram page or on Facebook. I will put them in the description box below. So after I get all of my beads painted, I'm gonna take a little ornament wreath. No, a little ornament charm is what it's called. This little thing from the Dollar Tree. And I'm gonna paint it in my Waverly chalk paint in Celery. I've been absolutely loving this color to put in my decor lately. So it kind of ties in with all the other pieces that I've got going on today. And I'm just going to do several coats on top of this. You can see that it was not covering very well in that first coat. So I did end up doing about, I think, 3 coats on all the sides. Just basically to make sure that that little butterfly was covered up. I could have always just used the back, but where you would see both sides of the wreath charm, I wanted to make sure that they were all covered up pretty well. So about 3 coats of that paint. And then after that, I'm taking my Waverly Antique Wax and I'm gonna distress everything with this. I wanted my Garland to have that distressed, worn out look to it. So I'm basically just going to run it all over my beads. No rhyme or reason to how I'm doing it. I'm just dry brushing all over it. So I take some on my brush, tap the excess off, and then go over it. And that's basically it. Super easy, and I love the look that it gave to the beads. Just gave it that worn out, I think the paint was coming off. I really liked it. So after I do that, I go around my wreath charm and I just tap it on the edges, dragging it towards the middle of the wreath charm. And again, I wasn't trying to be perfect with this, so some spots are a little bit more painted, distressed than others, but that was okay. I liked the way it looked. I don't strive for perfection in my decor DIYs, just the way I like, I like it to look. It works for me. So I'm now taking this jute twine that I got from Walmart, I believe, and I'm just stringing all of my beads onto it and leaving enough of the twine at the end to put my wreath charm on the end of it. And I basically, oh yeah, look. I forgot about this. I'm taking some sandpaper and I'm just going over the edges of the antique wax that just look a little bit too, I guess, what's the word? Too much in one spot? I don't know what the word is. It's 7:45 in the morning, so I apologize for being all over the place right now. So I'm just taking that wreath charm and I am tying a knot on one side just so that it doesn't fall off, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom. You could put a tassel here, but I just decided to tie it in a knot and just have the charm on one end and a knot on the other. That was easiest for me, and I actually really like the way that it looks. So after that's done, here's another little decal that I made with my Cricut. I thought this was super cute, and I'm just going to put this right onto the wreath charm. And I loved the white vinyl on the green. I just love the way this turned out. I think this is my favorite, why can't I think of words? My favorite piece in this video. Out of all the ones that I made, this one, yeah, it's by far my favorite. I think I want to make another one similar to it, maybe a little bit longer and maybe different size beads throughout it. And yeah, turned out super cute. So for this next one, I have this little planted, this little pot. And I got it from the dollar store and it came in a pack of 3, which I thought was a pretty dang good deal, 3 for $1. So I'm just taking that celery chalk paint from Waverly again, and I'm just going to paint the entire a little flower pot in that color. Super easy. I wasn't trying to be perfect with it or anything. In fact, I thought I was going to go for a more distressed look in the beginning, and then I decided to just paint the whole thing green. So I'm also going to paint a little bit on the inside, just so that if you're looking down into it, it will still have that green color and not the terracotta pot color. So that is what I'm doing there. After that, I'm going to take another little decal that I made from my Cricut, and it just says 25 cents, and I thought it was really cute. So I'm just going to put that onto the pot, and I'm going to put it towards the bottom because I am going to tie some jute twine around the top of it and make a little bow, and I didn't want to cover that up with the bow. So you can see I'm just putting on the bottom, taking my jute that I got from the Dollar Tree and wrapping it around a couple times, cutting off the excess, and then tying a little bow around the front. And that's basically all I did for this one. It was really simple and easy. I just ended up sticking some floral foam in the bottom of the pot and sticking some flowers in it as well. And I'm pretty sure I got these flowers from Joann's, I want to say. I think they were originally $10, and then I got them for like over half off. So they ended up being less than $5 for that bundle, and I had already taken some off of that, so I thought that was a pretty good deal. So that's it. Super cute and really easy. So for this next one, I got this little frame wood piece from the Dollar Tree as well. I was going to take the back off to paint it, and I could not get this off. It started breaking on me, so I just decided to leave it. See, I even took my little utility knife trying to pry the edges apart. It didn't work, so I'm going to just paint it, and I end up taking the little hourglass piece that's sticking out right there, and I'm just cutting it off just so that it's all smooth and round, and then I do go in with some sandpaper just to smooth that part out. So again, I'm going to take my Waverly chalk paint in Celery, and I'm just going to paint this entire thing. I wanted to leave the frame white. I did get some green paint on the white frame several times, so I attempted to wipe it off and didn't really work. But I had to go through and put probably about 3 coats over this whole thing. You can see with that first coat, it's still just showing like the wreath through it and everything. So about 3 coats, maybe 4 on there, just to get everything nice and covered. And after I did that, I needed to figure out a way to cover up all the green without going in with my white paint, because I didn't want some parts looking more white than others. So I decided to distress it. I took the Waverly Antique Wax, and I'm gonna go through and hit all the edges and corners and everything with that wax, and I'm just gonna distress it, just starting at the corner and dragging down and hitting, like I said, all the corners, all the sides, basically with this Waverly wax in Antique. I actually really like this stuff. Use it as a stain, use it to distress. It's one of my favorite ways, and I love the way that the green and the Antique wax look together. I think it's gorgeous, so I just go through, like I said, all of everywhere, basically any corner, any side, and I distressed it. You can see what I'm doing. Covered up those green mistakes that I made. And I thought it turned out really cute. I even take it on the top half circle part, and yeah, really easy, really cute, good times. You can probably hear my 2-year-old screaming at Alexa right now. So there's that. The mom life of 3 under 4. It's good times. Everything's loud constantly. So I ended up taking some more decals that I got from my Cricut, and I loved this little farmhouse with the rooster on top. So I'm just putting that on the inside of the frame, and then I got this other little decal off of Cricut that says welcome to our farmhouse, and it was perfect because it was round on the top, and I'm going to put that on the top part of the sign. As you can see here, I got that little decal. Thought it was absolutely adorable. You know, now my kids are playing a song, so if you can hear any of that, I apologize. It's a day. I probably should do this at night, but you know, whatever. So here is the welcome to our farmhouse decal. I thought this turned out so dang cute, and I loved it a lot. So that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!